be worried about here is not the crocodiles, it's not the iguanas, it's not the vultures. Honestly, it's the coconuts and the biting insects. Especially if you're a person like me who reacts really badly to insect bites, I am covered with sand flea bites. I have got them all over my legs. They swell up about the size of a loonie, red, kind of a peak in the center, super intensely itchy. My legs and arms are covered with them. And then today, Haley and I woke up with these other bites all over our faces, around our eyes. Just like with the sandfly bites, we never saw the insect biting us. We never felt the insect biting us. Just kind of wake up with these sort of smaller red whelps all around on our faces. They don't itch, they don't hurt. They're just there and they're just kind of unpleasant. So if I were you, the main thing I would worry about coming here is bringing a lot of insect repellent and making sure that you put it on and cover yourself with it to avoid these insect bites, because honestly, it is not the crocodiles you need to be worried about, it's the coconuts and the biting insects. Welcome to Skip the Culture Shock, and on today's video we're going to talk about what to be afraid of in Mexico and what not to be afraid of in Mexico. A lot of people come to Mexico and they're concerned about the wrong things. But the truth is that tourist destinations around the world are all pretty darn safe. So unless you're planning on visiting Syria on your next vacation, you really don't have to be alarmed or worried that the place you're going is going to be dangerous for you. So one thing you might be afraid of if you come from a place like I do, Canada, where we don't have a lot of reptiles and bugs, you might come here and you might think that you're in danger from, you know, the lizards and the iguanas and the crocodiles and so on that live here. Well, honestly, they are, unless you're extremely foolish and you decide to go crocodile wrestling, you really don't have anything to worry about. When it comes to the animals, you're going to see a lot of little tiny lizards, you're going to see geckos, animals, skinks scurrying around. They're absolutely no danger to you. They're not poisonous, they're not aggressive. This is their home, they're just going about their business. You can see some iguanas that are quite big, and they're just going about their business. If you go about your business, they'll continue to go about their business. They're not aggressive, they're not going to hurt you. Don't worry about them. I think it would be safe to assume that all of the fresh water here in Nayarit and Jalisco on the Puerto Vallarta side has crocodiles in it. I've seen crocodiles in, you know, sometimes not even really big lakes, like small ponds, creeks, rivers. I've seen crocodiles in, and I've only ever seen a crocodile sunning itself on the side of the stream or the lake. I've never seen a crocodile behave aggressively or attack anyone. I've just seen them laying there, and if you get too close, they'll just slide into the water and swim away because they are afraid of you. And the truth is, even though it does happen occasionally, they don't really want to eat you. That I took in San Blas in a crocodile sanctuary of some kind, and there's probably 20 or 30 really quite large crocodiles sunning themselves on the shore, and then further out in the lake there are quite a number of crocodiles swimming around, and waiting in this lake are fishermen. They're on a boat, they're waiting, they have waders on, and they have nets, and they're fishing. And they're fishing very close to the swimming crocodiles, and you know what? They're not afraid of them, and the crocodiles are not eating them. So the truth of the matter is, yes, they're crocodiles, but unless you attack one or threaten one or do something extremely foolish, they're not going to harm you. There is no above ground water, rivers, lakes, or anything like that. There's only underground water sources like cenotes. The crocodiles don't live in them. I've never heard of a crocodile living in a cenote. I've never seen a crocodile in a cenote. But where you will find them is in mangrove swamps and in the natural parks, in the national parks like Cian Con. There's quite a lot of crocodiles in there. So I would never swim in the mangrove areas on the Caribbean side and the side, but basically I wouldn't swim in fresh water on the Puerto Vallarta side. Harm you? Yeah, there's probably some sharks, but sharks are really not all that aggressive. They don't attack humans on purpose. They might accidentally attack a human thinking it was a seal, but truth of the matter is I looked up the statistics, and worldwide there's only crocodile and shark attacks are about the same worldwide. There's about 8 or 9 crocodile or shark attacks on humans every year worldwide. Like, it's like getting hit by lightning. It's just not going to happen. However, the name of this video is Death by Coconut for a reason. Okay, so here's the thing. The thing that has been most dangerous for me here in Mexico, true story, is coconuts. I actually was almost killed by a coconut not very far from here. I was standing under a tree, a palm tree, tall palm tree with green coconuts. So the green coconuts are full of water, and they're very, very heavy. They weigh about 4 or 5 pounds. And the force that a heavy green coconut falling from a very tall palm tree hits the earth with is about 1 ton. So that coconut falling down can hit you. If it hits you on the head, it'll hit you with the force of 1 ton, and it can kill you. And they don't really keep statistics on how many people a year are killed by coconuts, but they estimate it's around 150 people a year killed by coconuts. So comparing this to 9 by crocodiles and 8 by sharks, really the coconut's going to get you. That's what's going to happen. The coconut's going to get me, and the coconut almost got me. So I was standing at this tree, a green coconut just out of the blue landed right beside me. It hit with like an explosive force. It was so strong. It was like a blowback. It was so strong. And I have no doubt that if I had been standing a few feet over, I would not be talking to you here today. Okay, so we figured out that you don't need to be afraid of the animals on land or sea. You do need to be afraid of your own driving. You do need to be afraid of your own behavior at times. What else do I need to be afraid of in Mexico? Well, probably the thing that I think is probably the most dangerous in Mexico, the ocean. The ocean is the most dangerous thing. The ocean, even if you're just standing on the rocks overlooking the ocean, you can a rogue wave can come up and knock you into the water and smack your head and drown you. The currents can be super, super strong. They can drag you out to sea and drown you. You can get there's undertows, there's rip tides. They can be super, super strong. A big wave can come and just smash you into the sand and hurt your back, hurt your neck. Maybe break your neck, break your back. That's a really dangerous thing. That's probably, I would say, the #1 risk in Mexico is drowning due to not realizing how strong the ocean currents and the waves are, because they can be very, very serious. Many, many, many years ago, I was here swimming, and I was just swimming we had taken a boat out to an island, and I was swimming in the sea off the island, doing a little snorkeling, and I was pulled out by a current, and I absolutely could not fight it. There was no fighting it. It was super, super strong, and I would have been swept right out to sea and drowned. But luckily my husband came and saw that I was in trouble, and he's a very good, strong swimmer, and I am not. And he caught me and dragged me back. So those are my 2 brushes with death in Mexico. Now, other thing that people think about when they think about tropical areas are bugs. There's going to be a lot of bugs, and there's going to be bug-biting insects or big bugs crawling all over the place. Honestly, I've never seen any bugs here. I have never seen any mosquitoes here. I have never seen any, flying insects. I've never really seen any insects crawling around anywhere. I think I saw a caterpillar once. And we saved it because the police truck was coming, was going to run it over. So we saved it, and we picked it up, and we put it on a leaf. But I've never seen any insects to be afraid of here. There are scorpions here. I've never seen one. Never seen mosquitoes here. The only thing that has given me trouble here is the sand fleas, which are little teeny tiny bugs, little tiny, tiny insects that live in the sand, obviously, and you can't see them and you can't feel them bite you. But if you're allergic to them like I am, they'll give you a huge, intensely itchy red welt on your leg. I have one now. It's about this big, and it's just itchy, and it kind of oozes and seeps. It's really quite disgusting. So to me, that is one of the most annoying things in Mexico, and I treat that by taking antihistamines and putting a cold compress on it. Okay, another thing I just wanted to mention was that you will see a lot of birds in Mexico, especially in the coastal areas, especially around the really rich fishing areas. So there's going to be tons of pelicans, frigate birds, all kinds of shorebirds, terns, egrets, herons, ducks. It's one of the reasons I love this area, because I'm, as I said many times, I am a nature freak, and so that's why I come here, is because I love all the diversity of wildlife that's here. Now you might see, you might not be familiar with them where you come from, because we don't have them where I come from, is vultures. There's a lot of vultures around here. And again, don't be afraid of them. They're not aggressive. They're not going to harm you. I think they're kind of cute. You kind of run along the beach. We can just go and hop along the beach. It's really quite. So again, it's not the animals to be afraid of in Mexico. You should be afraid of the ocean currents, strong ocean currents, and coconuts, and your own bad behavior. Don't behave badly in Mexico, and not knowing the rules of the road when you're driving with you. Hasta luego.